Imagine harvesting onions after months of hard work, only for half of them to rot before reaching the market. Painful, right? Many farmers think harvesting is the finish line, but experienced farmers know the real profit starts after harvesting. Today, we are taking you deep into one of the most important but ignored practices in onion farming. That is onion drying and curing. Why do farmers spread onions on the ground? Why do onions last for months while others rot in days? And why does this simple process determine whether a farmer makes profit or losses? Stay until the end of this video because we'll also share some of the mistakes that silently destroy harvested onions on many farms across Africa. When onions are harvested, their necks and outer skin still contain moisture. If this moisture remains trapped, fungi and bacteria begin attacking the onion from inside. That's why proper drying is not optional. This process helps onions last longer in storage, reduce rotting, improve skin color, increase the market value, and reduce post-harvest losses. In simple terms, drying protects the farmer's profits. Experienced farmers understand this very well. That is why after harvesting, you'll often see onions spread carefully on the ground, under shade, or arranged in rows with the leaves covering the bulbs. This is not decoration. It is science. The drying process allows the onion neck to close naturally and the outer skin to harden. A well-cured onion can stay for months. A poorly cured onion may rot within days. Now let's talk about how proper onion drying is done. First, onions are harvested carefully to avoid cuts and bruises. Any injury creates an entry point for diseases. After harvesting, the onions are usually spread in a dry, well-ventilated area. Some farmers leave the leaves attached during drying because the leaves help reduce sun direct sunlight that may be directed on the bulbs. In many African farms, onions are dried directly in the field for several days depending on weather conditions. But there is something important here. Too much direct sunlight can cause damage on onions. Excessive heat may cause sun scald, cracking, or loss of quality. That is why many experienced farmers prefer partial shade or controlled drying conditions. During drying, the neck becomes dry and tight. The outer skin changes the color. The roots dry off. Moisture reduces inside the bulb. And this is the sign the onions are becoming ready for storage or market. Depending on climate, curing may take 1 to 2 weeks. Now this part is very important because this is where many farmers lose huge amounts of money. Mistake number 1 is harvesting during the rains. Wet onions are extremely difficult to cure. Moisture encourages fungal diseases and rotting. Number 2, packing onions immediately after harvesting. Fresh onions continue releasing the moisture. When packed too early, it builds up inside the sacks and spoilage starts very fast. Mistake number 3, drying onions on wet ground. The moisture can move back into the onions. Mistake number 4, exposing onions to too much harsh sun for long periods. Instead of helping, excessive heat damages the bulbs. And lastly, mistake number 5, storing damaged onions together with healthy ones. One rotted onion can cause problems very quickly. Smart farmers sort onions carefully before storage. After proper curing, storage becomes much safer. Good onion storage areas should have proper ventilation, low moisture, cool temperatures, dry floors. Some farmers use raised structures or wooden racks to improve airflow. Others use mesh bags instead of airtight sacks. Why? Because onions continue breathing slowly even after harvest. Without airflow, moisture accumulates and spoilage begins again. Properly dried onions not only store longer, they also attract better market prices. Traders and buyers prefer onions with dry necks, harder outer skins, uniform color, and no rotting signs. meaning every farmer knows the pain of loss after harvest. Imagine spending months in the field, buying seeds, fertilizer, chemicals, fuel, labor, and irrigation, then losing everything because of poor post-harvest handling practices. That's why knowledge matters in farming. Sometimes profit is not increased by planting more, but by protecting what you already harvested. And that's exactly why onion drying is so important. Farming is not just about growing crops. It is about understanding every stage from planting all the way to storage and market. And as you can see, something as simple as drying onions properly can make the difference between profit and losses. If you enjoyed this video and learned something valuable, support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing it with another farmer. We are documenting real African practices across Africa, helping farmers grow smarter and more profitably. Comment below and tell us, how do you dry and store your onions after harvest in your area? Until next time, keep farming, keep learning, and keep growing.